Hi everybody, here we are in this strange surreal time, and so I'm putting together a couple videos that hopefully will help us get through with some grace and some joy and purpose. So to begin, you can have your mat, blocks, and a strap, and I'm going to start this on our backs. And so if you lie down on your back, you can have your knees bent if that feels better, or you can have them extended long. I'm going to have my legs long down the mat, but check in with your back and see what your back asks you to do. With all this craziness going on, I've noticed that my neck is carrying a little more tension than it normally does. So I'm going to make this practice about releasing some of that. So what you'll do is you'll open your arms up to your palms to the ceiling, and then just slightly externally rotate your thumbs, your hands, and your arms out. So as if you were trying to press your thumbs into the floor, and then you can feel how that pushes your shoulder blades up into your chest a little more. And by doing this, you're helping reset the bones, placing them into the alignment that they know, that they trust, and that's home for them. So to begin, you'll draw your right hand down. So keep the back of your hand on the mat or the floor, and you're going to draw your right hand down as if you're trying to just go straight down to the bottom of the mat. And that right there might be sensation enough for you. The next level up to get more sensation in the right side of the neck is to turn your head to the right. For me, I prefer turning my head to the left and then drawing my right hand down a little bit more. And in doing that, you're releasing those big cables that hold the neck up and that are frankly concerned about what's going on in our world. So doing this is helpful to letting this part of the tension go. And then slowly return your head through center, relax your shoulders, relax your arms. Take a breath in. Exhale the breath all the way. And now go on to the other side. So draw the left arm down. You can keep your head forward, looking up towards the ceiling, eyes opened or closed. You may move your head to the left. That might be enough for you. Or move your head away from your left arm. And that, in a way, is a little more sensational. Just see what your body needs and craves. Right now, the whole messaging is about taking care of our internal state with kindness. Go back to the first side. So you're going to draw the right hand down, turn your head to the left, noticing how it feels along the side of your neck, the shoulders. See if you can continue to maintain the elevation of your shoulder blades into your chest. It's okay if there's a little arch in the lumbar. Go back through center, take a full breath in, relaxing everything out before you go to the left side. And once you're ready, the internal cue is your inhale. You'll draw your left hand down and turn your head to the right. And so noticing here, where exactly is the tension and in what ways can the breath go in to help you release it. Take a full breath in. Draw your left hand down a little further, and then come back through center. Good, and then release your arms up overhead. You can interlace them. You can do the Charlie's Angel Mudra. Press your feet, heels of the feet, so you're creating like length through the entire body, especially the front side of the body. So you're opening through the armpits maybe, allowing the Achilles to lengthen. One more breath. And exhale it out. Draw both feet together as if you're coming into bridge. So your feet are pressing into the floor. They're about hip width distance. They can be wider. What you want to make sure though is that the outer edges of your feet are about parallel to the sides of the mat. So that's so that you don't introduce compression into the low back. So there you are. You can just stay here in constructive rest. And the question that I've been asking myself is, what do I need today to stay balanced, and what's working? What do I feel grateful for? So find throughout the practice, maybe you can use those two questions as a guiding light for you, or perhaps there's another set of questions or one idea that's really inspiring to you, right? So keying into that as you move through the practice. So from here, we're going to do some dynamic bridging. You'll inhale, press down through the heels, lift your hips up. You're squeezing through the greater trochanter, the sides of your outer hips. Glutes are a little engaged, but not intensely. And then lift up your arms up overhead if you have the space behind you. Keep elevating through the hips. Take a big breath here. And then exhale all the way down. And we're going to do 2 more just like that. Inhale, raise your arms on the inhale. Feel the breath can enter through the rib cage, opening even more as you elevate your hips a little higher. And then exhale, drop it all down. Good, one more time. Ready? Press through the heels, lift through the hips, rise up, breath in, full breath now with your arms overhead. Inhale. Stay for the exhale, press through the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet, and then exhale it all away. Really good. Apanasana, pull your knees into your chest. Feel how this is child's pose on your back. Maybe you sway side to side and you let in the energy of nurturing and nourishment, of being grounded, of being relaxed in your own skin, even if it's challenging times. Take a big breath here and exhale the breath out. Send your heels to the ceiling. Arms now reach up overhead. This is a big stretch for the mid-thoracic, the upper back. Now you can bend into the knees if you like. So feel, what does that mean for your low back when you do that? If you straighten your legs and it doesn't aggravate the low back, that's fine. But for some of us, this feels really nice to bend the knees. It's like, in a lot of ways, advanced practice is taking more time to be present with what your body actually needs. Take a big breath here. And exhale it out. Apanasana, knees into chest. Take your hands underneath the backs of your knees and let's come up to seated. So we'll begin with a little mini meditation, just focusing on the breath and the heart space. So you can allow your eyes to close if that feels safe for you. Otherwise, you can keep your gaze down about 6 or 7 feet in front of you. I'm going to close my eyes. And in doing so, I'm turning my attention inward. As Bo Forbes says, insight, right? Turning inward to find your sight, vision internally as the crown of your head reaches to the ceiling and your sitting bones drop, spine is elongated. Take a breath in through your nose and allow your abdomen the space to receive the breath. And then as you exhale, feel how you can tone the abdomen, pull the navel into the spine to allow the breath to exit. And again, inhale through the nose into the abdomen, widening through the ribs and lungs expanding. And then exhale, drawing the breath out. Inhale, breath in, releasing the jaw, softening the eyes, softening the eye muscles. And exhale, letting it go, letting the breath go. We'll take 2 more conscious breaths as such. Inhale. And exhale. Softening all the musculature that works so hard, including the organs such as the heart. Take a big breath in now through the circulation space of the heart, the space around the heart. And then exhale, letting it release, going down. Very good. You can transition your eyes to open and then just allow yourself to settle into this space of in between the floor work we just did, the mini meditation, and the standing work that we'll do in a moment. So just getting your bearings. Take a breath in. And then let the breath go. Exhale it out. Come up onto all fours so you can take tabletop position for all fours. And inhale, release your abdomen, pull your sternum forward, and then exhale, you'll round your spine, this time going all the way back to child's pose. Reach your arms forward, Inhale back up into your cow position for cat and cow. Exhale, cat position that turns into a child's pose. And 2 more like that. Breath in to your cow, opening through the front line. Breath out is stretching the back body. Move your hips to your heels. Drop your head. Inhale, last one. And exhale, round your spine, moving your hips back to your heels. Reach your fingertips forward just a little bit more, and then walk them all the way over to your left. So your right arm is actually reaching a little further than the left arm, so you're getting into the armpit. You're getting into the lateral sheath, the stretching of the exterior fascia. Breath in here. As you exhale, you can turn your chest to the left. So you feel there's a little more opening. One more inhale. Chest turns slightly more to the left. And then come back through center. Reach your arms ahead of you, away from your hips. Reach your hips away from your fingertips. And then go to the other side. And it's the same action of drawing the left arm now even further away. So you really notice and key into the sensation of the lengthening through the armpits, through the side body, the lats. You know, part of the practice is it teaches us embodied presence. That's what we're going for here. Come back through center. And then you can roll over your toes into a downward facing dog. But before you do that, lift your elbows off the mat. Look at your finger bones. Separate them. Let them be really wide away from one another. Press down through the base of the knuckles. And then lift your hips up. Lift your knees off of the floor. And you can draw the left knee forward. I'm going to mirror you. And then pull back through the right hip. So by doing that, you know, slowing down the pumping of the dog, you're really allowing in more space. Let's switch sides. Go to the other side. Peel back through the other hip now. So you're allowing the hip to pull back as you bend the other knee. Full breath here. Both heels are elevated. And then exhale. Press your heels back. Full breath in. And open your mouth. Letting it go, shake your head side to side. So if you have blocks, you can move them towards the top of your mat and place them so they're about shoulder width. Take your right foot, put it in, actually I'm going to mirror you, so take your right foot, put it in front of you, and your hands are on the blocks. Your hands can line up with your shoulders. That's a nice symmetry. And then pull your spine forward. So you can press down on the blocks to do that, or you can be on tented fingertips. And you want to feel the ball of your back foot really giving you a little gas, like a little pedal to the metal, you know, as if you're sort of pushing through that anchor to allow the spine to elongate. Take another big breath, inhale. Exhale the breath out, navel into spine. Keep plugging your right knee into the center line, and you can even place your hand, your right hand, on the outside of the right knee and begin to twist. So you're going to turn slightly towards the right, twisting. Your frontal hip bones will start to shift, especially your left one will start to turn in. That's okay as long as you're connecting to the back leg, and then lift your arm up if that feels okay. 3 breath here. You can look up at the thumbnail. You can go to the side wall or even look down. Take a big breath. Inhale and exhale it out. Step it back, downward facing dog. Full breath in and a long breath out. Feel your triceps. They spin towards your heels. Inhale up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, heels towards the floor. Now come forward, shoulders over your wrists, and we're going to go on the other side. So your left foot steps forward, hands are underneath blocks. You're lengthening through the spine, opening the hip flexor, and allowing your body the space it craves. You know, a lot of us are stuck in our houses. That's the recommendation. And we're with people we love, and it still can be, we need space. So creating this internal opening and space means that you're willing to be open and as connected to your source, to the people you love, and to the experience of living right now. It's a very unusual time. Place your left hand on the outside of the left knee. You're moving knee against hand, hand against knee. Lengthen forward a little bit more, and then begin the twist. Then begin to open to the side. Lengthen, open a little more. Go ahead if you like, open out the arm. And it might not be time to. Maybe you're good enough with your hand on the knee, that's awesome. If you want a little more, you're gonna open out. 2 more breaths, inhale. Stay with you. If it's too much, you come out of it, exhale. Last breath, inhale and exhale, really good. So high plank. And then lower to low plank. And then drop yourself all the way to the floor. Take your left forearm parallel to the front of the mat. Bend your right knee and begin to draw yourself up. You don't have to go far in this to feel the sensation. You'll feel it as a stretch through the quadricep. Open through the toes. Lift up a little more. You can draw your forearm closer to you if you want a little more elevation. As long as your low back is not upset. If your low back is in any way feeling like not feeling this pose, walk it out further and then allow yourself the space to lengthen instead of lift. Otherwise, if your low back is fine, you're gonna lift and lengthen and then come back into turtle pose, your forehead on your hand over hand. This is an upper back bend. This is upper thoracic bend a la Barbara Brunel. And then we're going to the other side. So your forearm is parallel to the front of the mat, and then you're going to reach back and open through the toes and lift. And it doesn't have to go far. You can feel it immediately. And you feel like, well, where is this? How is my back receiving this pose? Make it yours, so lift more if you like, 2 more breaths. The pubic bone does drop down. There's a back bend. 1 more here, inhale and exhale. Hand over hand, upper elbows move away from one another. Forehead rests. Big breath in. Long breath, exhale. Place your hands now underneath your shoulders. And you can pull up into a cobra. You can peel your shoulders back and go all the way up into an upward dog. You can lift your feet, your thighs off of the floor, and then roll over your toes, downward facing dog. So the key is making it work for you. What does your body need? And then offering that. Take a full breath here. Exhale it out. Bend your knees and come on up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs, and peel back through your shoulders. And exhale, forward fold. 1 Utkatasana, sit your shins back, lift up. Inhale, stay for the exhale. Inhale, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Utkatasana, sit back, shins back, hips back. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, in. Exhale, high plank. Low plank, you can go into upward dog, cobra, or skip it and downward facing dog. Big breath in, you guys, and exhale the breath out. Spin your heels to the right, and then you're gonna open out into an Egyptian dog, opening the side waist, side body. Full breath here. Long breath out. Press down through your left foot a little bit more, and then come through center, and then just switch sides. Go to the other side. Lifting your hips a little higher is going to accentuate the stretch along the outer seam of your right leg. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, back through center. Step your right foot forward. You're coming into a crescent lunge. So you can get there through sweeping your arms all the way up, or you can take it in steps. So in steps, your hands find the blocks, then you reach up and up and up, then all the way up. Once you're there, take a full breath here, bend at the elbows, open a little bit through the chest, and then interlace your hands behind you. Lift up a little more, right through the clavicle bones. Lift your fingers, the pinkies towards the ceiling. Big breath here. Exhale it out, arms to the ceiling. Breath in, hands to your heart. Open to warrior two. So warrior two, you rearrange your feet. So your front heel lines up with the inner arch of the back foot. And then the arms come out alongside you. Doesn't have to be perfect. My practice is far from perfect, but it's mine, right? So it's, as long as you're present with you, you've got it. And breathe and honor yourself in this moment. Don't get caught up in the stuff about what's not happening. Stay with right now and what is working for you. Reverse your warrior. You're doing something beautiful for yourself right here. And then come all the way down, high plank. So you can skip it. Just go back, downward facing dog. If your body likes the vinyasa, low plank, upward dog, and then downward dog. Full breath here. Long breath out. Exhale it. Another inhale. And let your fingertips grow as you exhale. And let's drop the top of your head, the back of your head. Maybe sway side to side. So give yourself space in all those joints around your shoulders and your head. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Step your left foot forward. And again, you can do it in steps for your crescent lunge. Blocks underneath each hand. Long spine, connect to the ball of the back foot, and then with your core engaged, you begin to elevate, elevate, elevate. Inhale. Crescent lunge. As you exhale, you're opening, elbows away from one another. Feel the opening through the upper chest, but the lower ribs are actually still dropping down. So it's not a pop open, it's an opening that allows you some mobility in the back of the upper chest. Then interlace your hands and move them towards the ceiling. Lift your heart. Two more breaths. In. Exhale. One more here. Inhale. Exhale the breath out. Oh, lift your arms up. Crescent lunge and then hands to your heart. Warrior two. Let your feet move. So the front heel lines up. Inner arch, that's classic alignment. You can blow it off. But that's what it says in the book, right? So we should know what we're blowing off. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, high plank. Low plank, upward dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath here. Exhale it out. Walk your hands back to your feet. Bend into your knees. Take your yoga strap. So I made a little loop here. You don't have to make loop, but you can. In my loop, I'm going to put it, should be a little less than shoulder width. And then I'm going to put it behind me to open through my shoulders. So I have it kind of above my wrists, not quite in the middle of the forearms, but somewhere near there. And then instead of allowing this pose, structurally, you can see how it dumps the shoulders forward. But that's the beauty of this pose, because then we're tasked with opening them. So you move the shoulders back and then resist the yoga strap. So you're pulling your arms away from the belt, pulling your hands away from one another, and then release any tension in your hands and let the forearms do the work of opening the shoulders. Head can be parallel chin to the floor or even slightly down. And then breathe here. So sometimes when there's a lot going on, it's hard to stay in a pose. The mind starts getting active. See if you can notice that. Just witness it. It's just what the mind likes to do. Breathe with you. Allow the shoulders to open a little bit more. Two more breaths. Inhale. Stay for your exhale. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, take the yoga strap. Feet are about hip width distance. Toes are slightly out. Take it above your head as such. And then just begin to draw it back slowly. You don't have to go all the way back, just back enough for when you feel that first sensation, just breathe there. And again, the same rules as when our crescent lunge apply here. So you don't want the yoga strap to pop you open, right? You want to feel the integrity of your core. So you're knitting your lower ribs down. At the same time, you're lifting the first and second rib up. And can you feel how that's a beautiful stretch? Some of you will feel this at the top of your shoulders or underneath the armpits. And then go ahead and tip to your left, but plug in through that right foot. Yes, good. Big breath. Inhale. Feel the stretch. Stay for the exhale. Take another breath here. Good. Come back through center. We'll go to the other side. Yes, good. Breathe and open. Exhale. Your last big breath here. Inhale and exhale. Come back through center and release the strap down for the time being. We're going to do a Prasarita Padottanasana with some variations. So grab the yoga block, place it sort of underneath you. If the floor is too far away, you can always double up on blocks, okay? Obviously, the more blocks you use, less sturdy it is. So just account for that in your calculations. So to move into the Prasarita, we're going to bend the knees slightly. You're pushing down to the outer edges of your feet. And then lift up through the core, lift up through the root chakra as well, the perineum. Take a big breath in as if you're drawing your hip bones down, and then extend the sternum up. Draw your elbows towards one another, and then come forward with all those energetic lifts and locks. So you pull the block away from you for the moment, and just reach your arms out in front of you as if you were doing a wide-legged downward dog. Or as if your feet were kind of glued to the mat and you're curious, how far can your hands reach, but by still maintaining your hips in a downward dog type position. So breathe here. This opens the back of the legs. Exhale it out. Take another 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, push into the outer seam of each foot as if it was pushing down towards the floor. And then walk your hands back. Block under your right hand. And some of you might not need a block. You put your hand on the floor, that's fine too. I'm going to teach this with a block. Block under any level of the hand under any level of the block. Start with your left hand on your left hip and then let the elbow, as if it was like, you know, some teachers use those little pens that have laser red at the end of it, as if the elbow was a laser pointing towards the ceiling. So you can feel how that opens the twist out to the side just from there. Yes, it means that your right hip is going to draw forward. That's okay. That's better for the SI joint than to keep both hips in a very stable, in a very symmetrical position, because that's too taxing on the SI joint. So it's okay that that right hip bone is dropping down. In fact, it's recommended. And then you can elevate your arm to the ceiling if you like. See what's okay with your neck. Does it feel good to look up? Is it too much? If it's too much, go to the side. If that's not enough, drop your head down so you're looking at your hand. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Good. Twist a little more. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And then forward fold. Both hands on the block or floor. Draw breath in and exhale the breath out. One more here. Inhale. Exhale. Place your left hand on the block. So same thing. You want length first, and then hand on your hip bone, elbow towards the ceiling. Notice what that means, the implications for your left frontal hip and the left hip bone's left hip complex. It's dropping towards the right. That's okay. Feel the elbow lifting up, and then when it's almost like, oh, the door opened, there's an invitation, then you extend your arm. Then you breathe into it. Then you find the keyhole to this pose. The door opens through that light. The door opens through your intentional breath and releasing of the tension. One more big breath here. Inhale and exhale. Close it up, both hands down. You can reach your hands behind you if you like, fingertips away from you. Take hold of your heels if that feels better, or big toes. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale. Let your elbows move away from each other, or simply place your hands on the block and release there. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 here. Inhale. Exhale the breath. Last one. Breath in. Really nice, you guys. Exhale it out. And then come on up to standing. Bring your feet together. And we're just going to come into one tree pose. So you could take this in a kickstand with the foot on the floor. You can lift it up so that your foot is into the inner thigh. And if you choose that option, you really want to press the inner thigh into the heel and the heel into the thigh. And then lift your arms up. Breath in, get taller. Breath out, 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, get sturdy. The trees, they've seen it all. They're still standing. They have seen it all. 1 more. Inhale, every windstorm, every rainstorm. And exhale it out. You can draw the knee forward if you like, and then down. And we'll go to the other side. Sturdy trees. So feel, this connection. It's the hip circuitry is pulling inward to give you the energy to lift your arms and to feel the connection. Your left ribs move out to the left, right? There's a tendency they want to shift forward, but don't let them. Open it out for 3. Good. That's it. Breathe. Yes. 2. Anything you like with your arms. Okay. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Inhale, both arms to the ceiling. And exhale, bow forward and down. You can vinyasa through if you like. High plank, low plank, upward dog, downward facing dog. I'm just going right to the dog. Big breath in. Extend through your heels. So don't think down, think back behind you, like they're trying to reach the back of the mat. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Come onto your knees. And we're going to do a seated figure 4. So in this case, you can take your right foot across. Now to get there, I like to lift my hips up. It gives me a little more space. And then my foot is across. And then come to seated. If this doesn't feel intense enough for you, you can draw your hands and your heel, your standing heel, together a little bit more, and it gets a little more intense. Flex your foot, that's closest to your face, and give yourself a good 5 breath here. So this is an opening for the piriformis, lateral rotators, so you get a chance to let that go. A lot of stuff gets stuck in our hips, so breathe with it. 1 more here. Very good. Exhale it out. You can put that foot down. We'll just simply go to the other side. So notice the side might feel different. For me today, this side's tighter. I don't know. Might have something to do with, running around and gathering toilet paper. I'm just kidding. I don't know why. But this is life, right? Some sides are tighter than the others. Now, if you move the knee slightly away from you, the knee that's closest to you, is you're trying to bring the side of the knee towards the wall in front of you, you can feel that creates a little more intensity too. And again, if you join yourself up a little bit more, you're definitely going to feel that as more intense. 2 more breath here. Last one, inhale. Nice, exhale it out. Take the yoga belt with you. We're coming down to lying on the floor. And take you don't have to have the loop, but you can. You can put it around, since we have it, what the heck. Put it around your right leg. Toes up, pointing towards your nose, heel towards the ceiling. If you can reach your foot and you can still keep the arch in the low back, okay. Otherwise, you're going to use the yoga belt and you draw your elbows away from each other and wide slightly so that you can open through the clavicle. Flex your toes again, heel to the ceiling, recommit it up. Move your leg away from you as you draw the leg towards you with your hands as if the leg was on its own motor trying to get away, but your hands in the yoga strap were encouraging it to stay. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, open out to the side now. So you put the yoga strap into your right hand. You can keep your left foot bent or extend it long down the mat. That's a little more intense. You can raise your arm up overhead for a slight more intensity. It's going to open the psoas. I have enough intensity right now, so I'm going to keep my knee bent and just work here, opening the inner adductor without having to overdo anything. Keep dropping the left hip to the floor. You always can throw a block underneath your extended leg, and that'll encourage your inner adductor to release a little bit more. Sometimes we think, oh, a block means it's easier, but actually a block just means you can go deeper into some poses. 1 more breath here, and exhale, come back through center, bend the knee, and then just extend both legs down the mat. Just feel your body for a moment, a little foreshadow, a little mini shavasana. Breathing with you. And then let's bend both knees and we'll go on the other side. So beginning with Supta Padangusthasana 1, you can have your right arm out to the side as your left arm or left hand reaches up towards the foot. You can put a bend in the knee, that's fine too. Again, check in with your body, your low back, your joint structures. You can drop your sitting bone on the left side towards the right heel. Breathe, relax the left shoulder, and take another breath here. And exhale, you're going to open it out to the side. And you can find a block, that's fine. Breathing with you into that. If you're into the wall, that's okay. And again, you can extend the leg long if you choose, or bend the knee and place the foot on the floor. I like to have my right arm out to the side because it lets the ribs spin out a little bit more to the right. Take another 2 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last big breath here. And exhale it out. Bend your knees. Place both feet on the floor and then slide them down away from you. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale it all out. Put your feet on the floor and then take a block underneath you at the lowest setting, right at the sacrum. So it's not up at the low back, it's further down from there. Palms spin to the ceiling, and then feel that you're up onto your shoulders, the back of your head. There's definitely an arch in the lumbar here and in the upper back, the middle thoracic as well. And it's a resting pose, but it's also active because you're actively encouraging openness through the chest. Take a full breath in and exhale the breath all the way. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. So if that feels like it's got your number on it and you want to linger there, pause it, hang out as long as you need to. We're moving into Shavasana. So we'll do a quick spinal twist, knees into your chest. Take your right leg down the mat, left one across, or any spinal twist that feels right for you. I like to turn my head away from my knee, the top knee. That accentuates the twist, and then go to the other side. Reaching your arm away and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Good, and then come back through center. For your Shavasana, you can place a block or 2 on your abdomen. And listen, grab a pillow if you like and put it under your head or a blanket on your body. The reason why I'm recommending the blocks on your abdomen is it has a very grounding effect for us, and we can say, oh, it's because it slightly depresses the vagus nerve, which is connected to the parasympathetic nervous system. Whatever the mechanism, the thing works. So, can't hurt. Arms come down alongside you, palms to the ceiling. Let your shoulder blades move down your back. And allow yourself these few moments to just rest. Here you are in your body with that embodied awareness and presence. Let your bones just drop towards the floor. And your jaw, release any tension. Forehead, release any tension. Ears, letting go. Coming to your Shavasana, here for just a few moments together, but you can allow yourself to linger longer. And in these days, when you find moments of peace, allow them to really be assimilated into your body, mind, and spirit at a cellular level. So it's a deep letting go, a deep restoration. And so as you enjoy these last few moments of Shavasana, you can let your eyes soften in their sockets and the back of your head releasing onto the mat. Back of your legs, quadriceps letting go. One more full breath. And then let the breath escape. So you can rest longer if you like. I'm going to call this one good, but I wish you namaste and wellness and health and happiness and love.